Hello everyone, welcome back to another muddy treasure hunting adventure. We've got a very special guest with us today, Mr. Richard Hemery. He's a legendary Thames mudlark and pottery expert, so today we're going to go out with him and find some Roman treasure, alongside some other really lovely Victorian things. A quick note, just to say, if you are venturing far out into the mud like we are, make sure you know your tides, bring a phone and don't go alone. Nice one guys, enjoy the video.
Right, here we are again out in the mud, and we have an expert with us this morning. We have Richard Hemery, pottery extraordinaire.
Hello, hi.
And we're going to head out to the Roman kiln area and hopefully find some juicy goodness that Richard is going to explain the backstory to all of it, and we're going to keep learning lots and lots. That's the plan anyway. We have to actually get out there through the mud and the wind, and not the sunshine that we were promised.
I know.
Yeah, well, made the most of it.
Yeah, excited?
Oh yes, looking forward to some Roman bits. Yes, it's made of clay, it'll make my day.
Hey!
Oh, great one, yeah.
Alright, let's get out on the
Right,
juice.
let's get the mud pants on. Here we are, intrepid explorers.
Let's get out to the Roman zone.
Quite a long way yet.
Yes. Now I wonder what we can find in here. Prime spot for stuff to spill down and get stuck in. So let's have a look. Oh wow, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Look, it's got like a windmill on it. Some part of a big flagon or something. So that's interesting. Great sign of maybe some juicy completes that are to come. Another big bit of stoneware. Some pot. And just over here, a pot lid. So that would be the lid to one of those anchovy paste pots or something. It's still on our bucket list to find one with some writing and decoration on it. Yeah, nice one.
So glad I put that suntan lotion on.
Really need it out here in this grey, windy day. I spy with my little eye a boot eye. Hey, and it's complete. Oh, wonderful. Lovely tablespoons. It hasn't got the writing, but it's got the markers on there. Nice colour, no chips. She's a beauty. Hello everyone. I'm going to quickly narrate over the top of this section because the GoPro got so covered in mud and water that the audio went funny in those clips. We had a bit of an incident. As you can see, we are totally covered in mud after traversing a very thick and unforgiving section, which was rather hilarious. But we've now nearly made it to the Roman kiln site, and Dad's found his first bottle. It's this beautiful blue glass jar with a 3-part mould and a drippy applies lip. It's plain but gorgeous, and totally a lovely surprise when we cleaned it up, as it was so covered in mud it was impossible to see its colour. Not entirely sure what it would be used for, but it's likely to be from around 1890s-ish, as a lot of the finds around here date to that period. And it's a beauty, I love it.
We have entered the Roman zone here, and we've picked up this very large shard, and it's a shame we can't hear Richard talking, but due to the wind I am doing a little voiceover now. So this large shard of Roman courseware, it would have been used in kind of in the kitchen to hold various different foodstuffs, most likely. You can see, looking at the fabric of the pot, crushed up bits of shells or old bits of pot used to construct it. It's very rough, as the name suggests, very coarse, but it's a very large piece. Unusual to find something so large and intact. Great find.
Well guys, of course, what we have down here, more Roman pottery, and I'm going to take you on a little adventure. We're going to see what we can find over there. I've got a feeling that there's something juicy over there. Let's go and retrieve. Look. What's that? No way! Oh my goodness, look, it's got decoration on it. And it's smooth. I think that's what Richard was talking about a minute ago. Some beautiful tableware. Roman, with this markings on it. Oh my goodness. Guys, I'm really excited to show it to them. Oh my gosh. What a beautiful piece. Oh, honestly, over the moon. I can't wait to get their opinion. Let's go ask Richard. Got something here. Looks like a little Victorian chemist bottle. No writing on it, and unfortunately a little chip at the bottom, but it doesn't actually go all the way through to into the bottle. It's just a chip, and look, it's all wonky. Maybe it's been in a fire or something. Quite a nice colour on it. We have found millions of these things though, so I might leave it for someone else. It's bound to be more juice in here though. What's that? It's a lid. Lovely stoneware lid. Perfect. No idea what that is. I'm going to leave that there. Oi guys, so I've just picked this up, right, okay, and if it's Roman, that's amazing. What a large piece with an amazing lip on there, but it may well be a plant pot. I mean, I'm just really not knowledgeable enough yet with this pottery business, so I'm going to go ask Richard, because potentially that's an absolutely awesome piece. Let's go ask him now. This may be one of my most favourite things I've ever found.
Really?
Look, it's got decoration.
Oh my
wow.
absolute word. I've never found a bit of that.
Wow.
That is London type ware.
Okay.
So that is 1st century.
Okay.
And that is very, good quality, high status stuff.
That's what I thought when I saw it. I was like, it's so smooth, it's got these patterns on
that
it.
is absolutely beautiful. It's done with a compass.
Oh.
And you get these arcs and lines, and that is absolutely typical of it. So that would be on the table, of a good quality Roman villa.
Oh, amazing.
So, yeah,
Wow.
that's great.
I know, I saw it and I thought, that's so cool.
Was there anything else there?
Yeah, now this is either a plant pot or something more exciting.
Ooh.
Is that a plant pot or is
No,
it Roman?
it's definitely not a plant pot. It's definitely Roman because of the shape, the bulbous shape.
Yeah.
So storage pot, oxidised rather than reduced. So you've got that nice red colour clay. But yeah, that's definitely up towards the rim of a very large storage pot.
Yeah, I thought it was cool because it was red and
Yes, very
all
nice.
the other pieces are black, so it's just really interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is actually one of my favourite ever finds, I'd say.
That is very cool.
Because-
I must have filmed that as well because you don't find that very often.
No.
So you said it's London ware?
Yeah, just because they identified it there first. Doesn't mean it's made in London.
Right, okay.
But it's obviously made here and then shipped to London for all the merchants.
Okay, so basically, if you're a posh legend, you'd have this.
You would.
Okay.
Yes, that's
Right.
What the archaeologists call more high status.
Sure.
Or
Because they've got
posh
they actually
legend.
had to, compass decorated. So it's just
I'm stoked. I saw it and I thought, wow, Guys, this is just astonishing how much Roman pottery sherds are out here. And it's so cool to have an expert, Richard Hemery, let us know what things might have been from or give us some more information. But, I mean, this is really crazy. Just look everywhere. Roman, nearly 2,000 years old. Let's join the boys.
Roman tile. Roof tile.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. So you get, that's got another lid at the end, and then you butt two of those together, and then you have a half round,
Okay.
which is over your can basically.
So out on the mud, we were struggling with the wind to record this bit of information, but this is a tegular Roman roof tile that I am so proudly kind of holding in my hand now. These would have fitted next to each other, just as Richard described. They'd have butted up, and then you'd have the curved bit, or the imbrex tile, that would fit over the top, and it would form a watertight seal on your lovely high status roof. So very chunky, really pleased to have found this. Well, actually, kind of Richard found it. But I've kept it and I'm really pleased with it, and yeah, it's a lovely bit of engineering. Very pleased.
Look, I've got some bits here as well.
Thank you. That is a lovely rim.
It's nice and like coarse as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's very typically Roman. So that would be huge. Imagine, you know, if you follow that round.
Yeah, the circumference.
Yeah,
Or
that's
the-
going to be a huge pot, either for transporting salt or for storing grain, flour, wheat, whatever. Look, yes.
Wow.
That's nice. So that's got like, you know, maybe a handful of straw or something, and they've just literally wiped the surface.
Is that
of the
what it
grain.
is? I thought it was like a comb, but...
Could be a comb, could be a bone comb. Yeah, or just literally ruffled up.
So what have you got there, Richard?
This is different from the courseware we've been finding. So this is quite a fine, smooth platter. It's difficult to see with the mud, but it's got a very finely turned foot rim.
Yeah.
So it would have been like basically the equivalent of a plate. So that would be on the table of, you know, a middle class Roman family in the villa, you know, to serve their food on. So it's amazing to think, isn't it, 1800 years later, that
There
we're
it is.
picking it up in the mud.
Saving it.
A connection with that everyday Roman
Yes.
citizen.
Cherishing its beauty.
Yeah.
Victorian?
Victorian stoneware.
Victorian
Right next
to Roman.
Roman.
Look at it all.
Amazing. That's a lovely chunks there.
These look. See this?
Oh wow, that's so beautiful.
Is that the lid?
That's the. Oh yeah, it must be a lid. Yes, you're right. I was
Do
thinking.
you think that's the lid that goes?
Yeah, that would be the top of a lid.
I might keep that because I've not got a lid. Oh, that's a nice piece, isn't it? With those lines on the outside.
Yes, that's real. You can see where they formed that.
A little bit more high spec.
Yeah, definitely. A bit
Would you
more.
have that on your kitchen table?
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah,
Next to your Samian.
With my peacock livers and other Roman delicacies.
I might skip that.
Lark's tongue.
Shrapnel. Another nose cone. Much more complete. I think we'll keep that.
A nose cone.
Yes.
Wow, yes. Oh, it's so heavy, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, you
Very
can see
sharp, isn't it?
the milling marks and the drivetrain. Wow.
Here we have the nose cone from an anti-aircraft shell that has gone off high up in the sky and then fallen all the way back down from World War II. It's a number 119I. It's a British one. It's completely harmless now because it's blown up and is in very sharp fragments. It's just a nice kind of snapshot from World War II and the Blitz, because there were many bombers that came in this direction to attack the ports. It's interesting that we find this stuff right alongside Roman pottery.
That's found a legendary
Definitely
piece.
shell tempered. You can see the bits of shell in it. So that's going to be quite early. Even possibly 1st century BC, 1st century AD.
Really?
Wow. That sort of thing.
my God.
Because it does look so crude, this one.
Yeah, it literally for humble Roman peasant That would never be on the table in dinner.
No.
It's just kitchenware, storage.
Okay. We've got a little bow tie here. Nothing much interesting on the top, but a little marking on the bottom. Nice colour. Got a million of them though, so I'm going to leave her here. Let's find some more juice. Oi oi, Dad. How are you feeling? I know.
The Romans around?
Yeah. They're providing their best for us today, aren't they?
Are, yes. The mud is receding.
It is, which is just brilliant news. Extraction? Pickle it?
I think so, yeah.
Oh yeah. That's
Pretty
nice.
sure that's a pickle.
Let's hope it's a nice colour.
Yes. Otherwise it's a lot to carry.
What's that thing in there?
Is it? Oh, look at
What
that!
the hell is that?
Is that a gin bottle?
I mean, it's obviously quite modern because it's got the screw
Oh,
top.
nice.
It is.
A label, wouldn't it? But
Yeah.
It looks like it's spirits of some sort.
Yes.
It's interesting, never found with all these.
No.
Lips on it.
Yeah. How very interesting.
Top, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Not too long.
And look what we've got to go down.
Oh, Mr. Tank Tramp. Great, let's get stuck in the mud again, shall we? Look at that little whiskers. Yeah, we love a whiskey flask. Oh, and it's got a lovely drippy lip on there as well. Yeah, coffin flask. What a beauty. The Whiskey of Doom. Very pleased with this one.
Oh,
I know it's just plain, but I really like them when they're just nice and they've got the nice drippy lip and it's
That's
good colour.
Is a nice applied lip, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all
Bit of a droop.
So that's
We love
another good one to add to the collection.
Yes. Next to this strange beast.
Yeah. Continued.
And Richard has his mega bag of Roman.
I just can't leave it behind. All Roman brought. Sewed in the mud, cold. So I have to bring them all home. Half of them. Not too much though.
It's quite a weighty bag now.
Yeah. If I sink in the mud, it's certainly right. It means that I'm taking too much stuff. My wife's going down.
Rich has got something else.
Yeah, a bit more recent. Yeah, certainly in my parents' lifetime. Anti-aircraft nose cone from a shell, and that's the fuse, I guess. So when it struck the aircraft, it would explode, and that's
Wow.
what's left. It's so heavy though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can I feel it? Oh yeah.
It's just like a
What?
solid lump of bronze or brass.
Mhm.
But yeah, you wouldn't want that coming at
Oh
you
my
if
God.
you're piloting your Heinkel. into
No.
London.
That's awesome though.
Yeah.
Another
I'll keep
one.
That one. I'll keep that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the muddy Roman.
Yeah, I'm 80% mud, 20% human. But it's been worth it.
Some phenomenal finds.
Bag full of Roman pottery.
We just need to make it back alive now, don't we?
So I can wash it.
Little plate,
Oh yes, a lovely mark.
ironstone china,
Oh yeah,
and
Powell
turn
and
it over.
Bishop.
Oh, very plain, but
Powell and Bishop were in Bristol.
oh,
So
okay.
that's a bit of Bristol plate.
And quite plain, probably what, for a hotel or just a household?
Yeah, could be. It's marked England, so it's after 1891,
Okay,
but not long after that. So late Victorian, Edwardian.
nice to find something with a mark,
Isn't
isn't
it
it?
great? Yeah, it's nice.
Just say, look, this would have been a bucket.
Oh, this is nice. This is a pantheon. Yes.
An all
Wild
white.
whites. You could display it from that side.
Yes, yeah. Oh,
It's just the top, isn't
just
it?
the top.
That's a nice find, though. That's a
Yeah.
nice find.
And this?
That's a pantheon.
What's
so
a
it's glazed
pantheon?
inside. A huge dish with
Okay.
slanting sides that you use in the dairy or a farm. You know, storing milk, separating milk, making bread. That sort of thing. Unglazed outside, glazed inside. 19th century. Maybe a little bit like that.
Oh, lovely. Quite heavy though.
Yes.
And we have another find here, another bottle. Let's see. Oh, broken. Okay, Okay, come on, Speedy. Show us what you've got. Then we'll unleash you again. What have you got?
Got my mum.
Oh, lovely.
Mum, no chips.
Nice.
Lovely. And a pork pie.
Oh, a pork pie. Oh, very sweet. Very sweet indeed.
Yes. And one of those anti-aircraft big things.
Oh, another nose cone.
Yeah.
And look what I've got.
Oh my god.
An R-white.
Wow, it's a beautiful one.
Yes.
That's the most complete cod we've ever found.
It is.
Can I give them a little show?
Getting closer and closer, aren't we?
That's a beauty, Dad.
Yeah, so it is a good one. Marmalade.
Marmland.
Another marmalade.
Two mom.
Oh, no, nothing on that one.
Oh,
And what about that bottle there, Jessie?
those are two lovely moms, though.
Yes. Very lovely.
Let's crack this one out. Uh-oh.
Dead.
Dead. Good moms, though.
Yes, yeah, well done. And I think this boat looks salvageable. Take the boat back, Richard.
Oh yeah. It's definitely got a wheel.
It has, hasn't it? Oh.
What's that?
It's half a person.
Oh my gosh. Uh-oh. She's had a bit of a tragic accident.
Yes.
I know. Yeah.
Yes! Yes! I had a horrible feeling it was going to be crap, but it's not.
Very cute. It's really
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Look at that. Oops. What's that little mini mom? Is that complete? Yes, little mini mom. And another little one. Brilliant. No way.
Look at that!
That's gorgeous.
Beautiful octagonal glass ink.
It's got any markings on it?
Sheer top, is it? So
I think so, yes.
Oh, it's beautiful.
so nice.
Wait, and then that's look, and I've got one here.
Richard, these ones, are these bluing things or are they?
Aren't they ink pots as well?
I don't
No,
know.
it's multi-purpose. So you'd have sort of chemicals, liquids, cleaning products.
In these little pots, yes.
That's wonderful though, isn't it? Look, 3 juicy finds in one area. Actually 4 because I've just picked up this little mini arm thing. That's well cute, isn't it? Whoa!
An L-shaped ink.
the best one.
That's amazing, Richard.
That is cool.
That's a...
Clay makes my day, but glass is a pain in the arse.
Oi.
You can have that.
No way.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
Really?
I would appreciate it. Seriously,
What?
Have it, because I literally bottle sleep. He's like, yeah, okay.
That's so sick. Thank you so much. Because we've never found one like that, and we've got such a lovely glass inkwell collection.
This is like ink thousands of scribes.
Oh, well, thank you so much for the gift. What on earth is that?
Is it really?
No way.
Wearing, yes, because it's so just tip over. It's got a nice wide base, but that's like a mid-Victorian, sort of 1850s, 1870s.
How come there's so many inks in this
Never
one spot?
found
It's
one like
weird,
that
isn't it?
before.
4 different types, completely different.
What on earth?
Ink Central.
Oh my god, Ink Master. You're literally the Ink Master. Wow. I've just lined up the inkwells that we just found in that very short section there for you to see, because there are some absolute beauties in there. There's a couple that we haven't found before. This awesome stoneware one, which is rather uneven, and Dad initially thought it was a doorknob. Really cool. Never seen one like it, to be honest. And this lovely bell one that Richard so kindly gave to me. I love it. Absolutely love it. We've got quite a good collection of inkwells at home, and so this is so nice to add some that we've never found before. Yeah, really lovely Victorian finds. Let's this out, see if it's whole. And it's not. Great. But, what's that? That's looking like a blue chemist, Victorian chemist bottle. She's a beauty. Yes. Another bottle with the markers on. So you can get out your dose, your measurements. That's lovely. Let's get some more. Another one. Hello there. Looks pretty nice. No writing on it or markings. I think I'll save that one for someone else, but still, more completes revealing themselves, which is good. Let's squelch on. Here we go. What's this beauty saying? Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Some writing. H.L. Sly. Maybe it was a chemist or something. Wonderful. Dad's found some goodies.
Two things. Recognise this one.
Lovely
Simple
pot pie.
And I thought this was the lid of a teapot, and then Richard.
What is it, Richard?
Much more interesting. So it's the tamper from a tobacco jar.
It's unfortunately so windy, we've lost the audio again, and at this point I picked up this particular object which I thought was the lid to a teapot, and if the wind hadn't taken away his voice, this would be Richard explaining to me that no, it's not a teapot lid, this is actually a tamper that would sit on top of a tobacco jar to keep your leaf tobacco nice and compressed, keeping the air out and so keeping it lovely and fresh. This actually kind of makes quite good sense to me because it's quite weighty, is this lid or tamper that would sit on top of the tobacco. Rather than the teapot lid, it would be a lot lighter. So another bit of learning and a great find.
Wow. What an amazing adventure!
Yes, yes.
It's great. Thank you so much for taking me, despite fairly deep mud. I have loved it. It's been really great.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mud pies rule.
Yay!
It was a lovely adventure, actually.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's so good, kind of picking up bits of Roman stuff and going, Richard, what's this? Do you know?
Yeah, and learning.
All the way along we've asked you, and like that tobacco tamper. No idea what
Yes.
I thought that was a teapot lid, just shows you. And we've got a bunch of finds here that we want to pick Richard's brain about. So we've got 3 Roman finds,
Yeah,
Richard, that are
these
very
are-
different, so we wanted to know.
All Roman, yes, but they are very different. You're right. This one is very fine. You can see how thin that is.
It's really thin.
And the skill of the potter in throwing quite a large vessel so thin when the clay is wet, like that, and then smoothing it off. So I think it's been smoothed off, burnished. So this is the classic black burnished ware that was made around here and exported all across the southeast and shipped up to Hadrian's Wall. So it travels a long way, but that's a very fine vessel. So that would be suitable for the table. You know, you could serve wine in that or food. As opposed to that is a very sandy, it's got a huge chunk of shell in it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's shell tempered, but it's a very sandy feel. Much coarser, but still quite thin and finely made.
And would you call this greyware or not?
Yes, it's not been burnished, so this is just a variety of greyware or oxidised, archaeologists might call it, because it's probably red clay, so it's a little bit redder on the inside. But the conditions in the kiln are starved of oxygen, and that just gives it this grey, blackish exterior. But yeah, this would be more humble. So this would be like a kitchen or farming, you know, store milk or yogurt or make milk in or whatever. But very gritty feel, sandy, gritty feel. So they definitely added sand to the clay to make it stronger and better firing. And this is fantastic. So that the you know, not very professional kilns in those days. I mean, some of them are just like a glorified bonfire. You know, a clamp kiln they call it. But you get this parts where some of the clay has been oxidised and turned black or grey, and some of it's reduced, so you get these red patches where the flames would have licked around it in the kiln, and a lovely bit of shell temper. So the shell, they added that just to open up the clay, make it easier to work, and it fires better. If it's a bit open, you know, the steam can escape a bit more easily.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
awesome.
again, and then they've literally, I don't think it's fine enough even to be a bone tool. They've literally taken a handful of straw or something and just wiped it like that, which is partly decorative and partly functional. So it just makes it a bit more of a grip, you know, if it's a wet pot of stew or something, or it's hot. It just helps it cool down a bit quicker and a bit easier to handle, I guess, for the
Amazing.
Roman housewife.
Isn't it fascinating?
Absolutely fascinating.
Three pieces of Roman that are
Yeah.
similar but
Very,
not
very different.
really at all.
Yeah, you can see, you know, the difference between the fine clay, and they might have been made by the same potters even, you know, one for one purpose and one for another person, one for tableware and one for...
I mean, we
for
found
the-
them actually in the same spot.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
same area.
Literally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't be surprised
Right
if
next to each other.
that is the fingernails of the potter
Ah.
there, that marks there, it looks
Remarkable.
like it.
That is so funny.
You know, maybe he gripped the inside of the pot and then wiped the outside
Mm-hmm.
to give it that... to give it that sort of pattern.
That's fascinating. And what's this?
Yeah, this is really interesting. I know you guys sent me a photograph of it, and I thought it might be tin glazed earthenware, which would mean it would be 17th or 18th century. But now I've got it in my hand, I think it's a little bit later, so it's probably either creamware or maybe pearlware. So it's an earthenware with a standard, you know, normal lead glaze. But it's been decorated in a Chinese-inspired thing. So Chinese export porcelain was very popular, and, you know, with tea becoming more popular in the 18th century, everyone wanted porcelain, Chinese designs to drink their tea out of, you know, right from the royal family downwards. So you get a lot of Chinese inspired ceramics, and this is also a Chinese style. This will be a platter or a bowl, and it's got a Chinese, there's a lake with the water and the reeds, and then this rather crazy abstract stone breaking out of the water. So that is actually boulders and stones, and then you've got trees. That's leaves as well, different type of tree. You can see on the willow pattern, they've got that blobby
And what
leaves.
sort of date then, Richard?
This I'm going to think is towards the second half of the 18th century, so from 1760 onwards, maybe just into the beginning of the 19th century.
That's
But
lovely.
yeah, it's nice.
One other tiny little piece here that we sent you a picture of this. We keep picking your brain, don't
Yeah,
we?
that's
Sending
right.
you random
I love
pictures of.
seeing interesting pottery.
And we found this in Shoreham,
Yes.
local,
Yes.
and we thought it had that kind of green luster that looked medieval or much older. And
You were absolutely right. Yeah, it is part of a medieval pot. This is highly decorated, so it's got strips of a contrasting glaze colour. So it's bicolour, two colours of glazes. But the copper glaze, very medieval in style. And if you look closely at the fabric, you can see there's tiny little grains in it. So if it was post-medieval, they would have filtered those out. But the medieval, they didn't mind too much, so they
Okay.
left them in.
Okay.
But this will be about 1270 to 1350.
it's
Isn't it
incredible.
amazing?
And it would have been off
Isn't that amazing?
a lovely decorated jug, which, you know, even the royal family would have drunk out of
Wow.
jugs at their banquets like that. So this would have been quite a high prestige piece, so merchant or local noble. But it's very nice. I think actually you can see there's a line of slip. So they've had the clay, they formed the thing, then they've given it a slip. Because otherwise the green doesn't look as nice on the red clay and things. So red clay
Contrast,
underneath.
yeah.
So they're trying to make it look like whiteware, white clay, either like the Surrey vessels or the French imports. So they put a white slip and then they've glazed it, which gives it a much more vivid green colour and makes it a more saleable object. So all that in a tiny lump
Amazing.
of clay.
What a little
It
beauty.
is a beautiful piece. Yeah, that's really nice.
Once again, that has been an absolutely fantastic adventure. We've just thoroughly enjoyed your presence and learning about the Roman bits.
Yeah.
And here's Richard's lovely book, which we have the e-version of, and we've used it an awful lot, and it's so cool to have a lovely printed one now that we can refer to, so I really appreciate that.
Oh, a pleasure.
Yeah.
No, thank you for bringing me to this very special place. I've loved it.
And so if you want to learn more about pottery, go ahead and download the ebook of Richard's.
Available on Etsy or eBay for a very modest $2.99.
There you
Bargain.
go.
Shameless self-promotion.
No, that's great.
Well, I feel like we're missing someone here. There should be Richard sitting in between us here, because it was the three of us that had such an amazing adventure in that deep squelching mud. But look at what a collection of finds. And this doesn't include Richard's whole bag of Roman finds either.
No.
Because he was very selective. It was Roman only.
Roman only for Richard today.
Any thoughts, Josie?
Well, I mean, we just found so much good stuff, but I do have to say, still, this decorated Roman piece has got to be a favourite. And this bloom jar, which has turned out to be an absolute beauty.
Yeah, it looked very brown and very stinky when we picked it up. I think I particularly enjoyed just kind of learning from Richard, some of his knowledge. I could pick up things like I picked up this and I went, oh, Richard, is this a doorknob? And no, of course it wasn't a doorknob, it was an ink pot. And just like the tobacco tamper as well. But loved the variety of Roman finds, from the kind of courseware to the kind of more higher status ware over there. Alongside finding kind of fuse timers from anti-aircraft shells from World War II. So it was that kind of incongruous mix that I particularly enjoyed.
Definitely. Just such a lovely day, an amazing adventure, and so many juicy finds.
Yeah.
Do let us know in the comments below what your favourite was.
That was our first ever collaboration, and it was a lovely experience. Really, really good to kind of learn from Richard and just enjoy his company apart from anything else. And we will be doing another collaboration with him, but this time on the Thames foreshore. So hopefully we won't get quite as muddy. Although I actually think it would be impossible to get any more muddy unless you buried us all up to our necks in mud. That would be the only possible way to get us more muddy. So we will see him on the Thames foreshore and hopefully, I don't know, just have another great adventure like today.
Find some pipes. That's what I'm excited about.
Yes, yeah.
Thanks again, Richard. It was an awesome day and we hope you enjoyed it too. Thanks everyone so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave us a like, comment below, let us know what you thought. And of course, subscribe for videos every week. If you want to support us, we've got a couple of links in the description of the video. Firstly, to our Etsy store where we sell some old finds, cut down bottles and crafts and things. And then we also have a link to our Ko-fi page. So if you kindly wish to donate to us and help us improve our channel, we are always so grateful to anyone who has donated so far. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now, from the Mudpies.
Bye-bye.
What a morning. What do you think of that, Dad? How are you feeling, Richard?
I'm quite relieved to be on dry ground. I think I might have to do the Pope, you know.
Oh,
yes.
Yes. We're alive.
I'm so glad I did it. I would do it again without a moment's hesitation.
Oh, that's what we like. That's what we like to hear.
Thank you. That's a great experience.
No, I know.
Oh.